Sure. Well, so I don't necessarily see a value prop as just a high level strapline and articulation generally of what the business does. Of course, you need that. It all needs to boil down to the one thing that you can say in an elevator pitch, for example. But value prop for me is all about the alignment of value that you can provide as a product or as a service to meet the needs of your intended market. So it's an alignment process, and needs can vary hugely, okay, across different sectors of a market, globally, even for different people. And I think it's more of a framework. So understanding what people's needs are at specific times in their journey and how your value aligns to that. Now, it might be a bit too nebulous, you see, just to give the high level strap line when you're having a conversation with perhaps an initiator that you've got in contact with, whose needs are very transactional. They're not thinking about the existential value that your product brings yet. You just need to talk about what's going to have a rational and an emotional impact for them, and also address pain that they've got. So that's a value alignment on a far different level. And this is why, for me, it's more about a framework, a cascade of needs analysis to which you then align value. And that's the best way to start. And I'll go into that a bit later in this kind of this talk, because I think it's, for me, that's the most important piece, is understanding the need. Then you can align the value, not coming up with what you perceive to be your kind of your general value prop straight away. I think you've got to go into the detail and roll it up versus the other way around. Now, I'm saying that in terms of assuming people have customers and they've talked to the market and that they are discovering these needs on a continuous basis. I'm going to slightly counter my own point there, in that you do have to, obviously, when you're starting a business, if you haven't done enough market research, you perhaps do have to come up with a bit of a hypothesized value proposition that's a bit more top down, but you need to meet that in the middle pretty quickly with your initial discovery and how you're talking to the market, because needs vary there's so many different dimensions in terms of timing, people, where people are on the purchasing, buying process, their own personal journeys. So this is not a quick fix. Let's just come up with a strap line of what our value proposition is. This is actually a process of understanding need and aligning and matching value to those needs. And that's kind of where I come at it from.